Hello, Centerville United Methodist Church. This is Will Montgomery, lead pastor, coming to you this Tuesday, September 29th, with just three announcements. One is in the area of youth ministry, the second in the area of music ministry, and the third is in regards to an upcoming indoor, in person worship experience here at the church. So let's start there. We are hoping that October 11th will be the time when we can have an 8 o'clock service that's not live stream, that is only about those who are coming in to the church to worship. But in order for us to do that, how I wish we could just say, come on, open the doors, and it'll be just like it was in February. But we have some restrictions and precautionary measures in place. And so, to help ensure that those are kept, we need volunteers at every stage to help people when they're coming into the building to be registered, and then also to get from the front of the building into the narthex into the sanctuary, so that we're keeping the 6 foot of distance. And so some of the volunteers will be in an usher role. We need a volunteer to help set the communion table, the altar table. We need volunteers to help outdoors in the parking area and also with registration. We are encouraging everyone when we do have these services to pre-register online, but we also know there'll be people who will just come that morning. And so it's vitally important not just to check off people who've pre-registered, but also to register people as they come in. And so we'll have volunteers not holding these signs, but have the sign nearby and inviting those who haven't registered already to read this and agree to these precautions. And so once we have them registered, we'll have not just their names, but telephone number and contact information. Should we need to contact people following this, should there be an event where if someone came down with COVID. And so that's why it's important to pre-register, to have registration on site, and also the follow-up. So I'm thinking we need at least 6 people each and every Sunday to have volunteers in place. And so the volunteers are there, yes, to help with the precautionary measures, but also to offer a welcome and extend hospitality to members and visitors alike. And so we are having a training event this Sunday at 4:30 in the narthex. Again, that's this Sunday at October 4th at 4:30. It'll be about an hour, and this is an opportunity for people to ask questions about what it means to be a volunteer, to learn more about the expectations, so that we can get people signed up. And so again, we can do this every Sunday so long as we have a good volunteer pool. And I'll talk later about the requirements for everyone who comes in and the safety measures that are in place so people can feel comfortable with what we're doing. But I also know right up front that there are people who are not going to be comfortable volunteering or coming into the sanctuary to worship, because there will be people in here. And we've been averaging a little bit less than 20 outdoors. I don't know what to expect indoors, but we're capping it off at 50 people at this point. And so just want to let you know, if you're uncomfortable volunteering or uncomfortable coming into worship, I encourage you to still worship online at 9:15 and 11:15. But this gives enough people an opportunity who would like to come indoors to worship, maybe simply just being in the sanctuary. In the 8 o'clock service, with all the restrictions in place, we're only losing really the hymn and the introit that our singers would offer. And so we would have a typical, what we would be doing is a call to worship, an opening prayer, scripture, a sermon, and a pastoral prayer, and Holy Communion. That's what we were doing before without the music. And so it'll be a shorter service, probably about 30 minutes long. And so I'll talk more about that later on. But really, I'm asking for volunteers to sign up. So we're not exhausting the limited pool that we have now, but we need to expand that pool to have other people involved. So again, we're looking at 6 volunteers each and every Sunday. I know some pastors and churches south of here who they want to offer this every Sunday, but they're not able to because they just haven't had the pool of volunteers trained to be able to do this. So I'm hoping that we can do this every single week, but if not, we'll have to come up with different plans. But for now, we're shooting for every Sunday. First Sunday will be October 11th. Sign up, call the church office if you're willing to volunteer. Send Cindy Osborne an email. I'd love to see you on this Sunday at 4:30 should you like to volunteer for one of those services coming up. Now let's go to the music ministry, and I've got a list from Becky Jackson, our director of music ministry, so I'm just going to read her bullet points. Although we're getting started a little later in the fall than usual, vocal and handbell choirs are starting to meet for the 2020-2021 choir year. You might be thinking, how can we have vocal choirs meeting? Well, they're meeting via Zoom. And so the chancel choir and the Voices in Praise, which is our youth choir, they're meeting via Zoom. The carol choir, led by Laura Hess, will begin its virtual rehearsals on Monday, October 5th at 5 p.m. During COVID season, second graders are invited to join the carol choir for rehearsals, and this is a change from years past. Note the rehearsal day and time have changed. It's Monday instead of Sunday at 5 instead of 4:45. The chair choir, which is grades kindergarten and first grade, will not be meeting as a choir, but will have music as part of the Sunday school lesson. Each week there will be songs or some musical activities. The youth and adult handbell choirs have begun socially distant masked rehearsals. Plans for children's handbells are being finalized, and very soon we'll be informing ringers and parents of a rehearsal day, time, and start. We especially want to invite beginner ringers, grade 3 and above, to join us for handbells. Rainbow ringers will begin in October. No musical experience is necessary. If you've got questions, contact Becky Jackson, our music director, at bjackson@centerville-umc.org. And lastly, an announcement from Jeremy Vest, our youth director. Teens Opposing Poverty is a ministry that our youth have been involved in for some years now, which usually means preparing food and then delivering that food into DC to the homeless community there. But during the season, we've decided, for the safety of our youth and all involved, that we'll not be traveling to distribute the food in DC. Rather, our youth, limited to 8 people, will have the opportunity on Thursday, October 1st, to bag groceries that will be delivered at a later time to those in need in DC. The time slot for this packing event will be from 3:30 to 5 p.m. Again, this Thursday, October 1st. If you're interested in signing up, please contact Jeremy Vest, and that's jvest@centerville-umc.org. Friends, I hope you're having a great day. And again, if you're willing to volunteer, I hope to see you for the early services indoors. I hope to see you this Sunday at 4:30 in the narthex. Take care, and God bless.